Welcome to the Art of Succession podcast with Barrett Young. Join us as we explore the strategies, stories, and insights that shape the journey of leadership transitions and business success. No matter where you find yourself along the journey, this is the podcast where you'll find the tools to make it happen.
As you've been listening to this guest, you're probably starting to ask your questions. How do I apply this to our own situation, our own succession story at the company that I'm working in now? At GWCPA, we have built a custom GPT that you can find linked down in the description below on our website. We have loaded this GPT up with all of our knowledge about public accounting and tax preparation around succession planning. We've also included the insights from the guests from the past 2 years of interviews at the Art of Succession. You can find all of that at the custom GPT. Use it any time of day. Start to apply it to your situation. Ask it the questions that are keeping you awake at night. I want to thank you for listening so far, and let's get back to the episode.
Welcome back to part 2 of my conversation with Albert Butler. If you want to watch part 1 of our conversation where you could talk through Albert's career path in and out of public accounting before buying into an established CPA firm, you can find that linked right here. Otherwise, let's get back to our discussion. You talked about that process of, he's convincing you and you start to see the vision. How did that phase go from you're no longer seeing his vision for your role in the company to you're seeing the managing partner or all of the partners? Like, how did that decision start to transform in your mind?
When I went to dinner with one of the founding partners, that's when the decision really moved me to realize I was joining a family. And knowing the story of a firm that grew from basically nothing to the history that it was, that it laid into and I was beginning to get a chance to be a part of, it energized me and got me extremely excited. Also humbled me as well too, coming from my background. And it made me want to join in, sleeves rolled up, ready to get things going and put my spin on things. But before I did learn the actual runway that I'm getting ready to run down based off the past performance of the runway that had already been established. That was the biggest piece of it. That was the biggest piece. I call it finding the bathroom. It takes you time to find the bathroom. And when you find the bathroom, then you can finally really, really get comfortable. You can finally get comfortable. And then once I was finally able to get comfortable and I can bring my network to the firm, it's been great ever since.
Gotcha. Okay, cool. I know traditionally in our firm, the model is you're basically just running, in your case, 8 different companies under one roof or with similar processes, shared staff. You guys are spread across 4 states. You're the resident partner, I believe now, of Atlanta. Is it like a succession for each branch has one on the way out, one on the way in kind of a thing? How much did you feel uncomfortable like outsourcing guidance over that firm to 7 other people that are not in Atlanta? Like, talk through that with me.
So no, that's a very, very good question. It's and a very valid point. So to answer your question quickly, yes. It was. We are former PCs, and that type of structure sets you up where you are truly trying to not just learn the business as a whole, but also learning your market as well too. Maybe I didn't mention, but I'm from Baton Rouge, Louisiana. So my original stomping ground is from Louisiana, where my early professional stomping grounds was in Houston, Texas, where now I'm in Atlanta, Georgia. So the markets, although kind of similar, they're different. And the networking, although kind of similar, it's different. And building that network was really what I was really focused on when I first joined, that I can actually expand that part of the network, especially for the talent that was already in chair for what we can actually bring to the table as a firm and be able to connect. I was, used to large public companies in the past too. So can we do a large public company? Yes, we can. Will it be something that's going to run us very, very thin? Yes, it will. So is that really the best use of resources? Maybe not. Too much of a concentration risk. Does it really make sense to do that? So no, it's not. So that actually means, let me understand the clientele that the firm actually has already established, the relationships that's already been established, and really cut my teeth there first, and then expand with my network and my full background. That's pretty much kind of where we are right now. being in that expansion space. But at the same time, we have a solid niche of clients that have been so historical and so relatable, such a long relationship that it gives us the opportunity to take on new opportunities that might be in the marketplace.
Gotcha. Okay. And why Atlanta? I mean, is that where your buddy was at and you joined up with his division? Did you guys start that one? Was it just that was where out of the 4 states you got to pick one? How did that go?
So I was living in Atlanta when I left the previous public accounting firm, and I got my opportunity as a chief audit executive at a public company. It was a move to Atlanta. So
Gotcha.
I had
Okay.
been in Atlanta for some years, before I finally came and joined the firm here. So no, it just was the opportunity was available in Atlanta.
Okay. Gotcha. And was your buddy the partner in Atlanta? Am I right on that assumption? That's how you got the connection? Talk to me just like something that surprised you or something that you didn't catch in due diligence, like like a big surprise stepping into that role and being like, "Oh, well, no turning back now. Got to make the best of it."
I would say the biggest surprise was the difficulty in staffing. I have never had a real difficult time finding the right staff, because I had such a notable name that I was recruiting with to get people who was coming to me for opportunities. Well, now the kind of flipped.
Prior to this
Yes,
company,
prior to
hiring for a Fortune 500 or a Big
a lot
Four,
easier,
top 6,
a lot
easy.
easy.
Yeah.
Yes, yes,
Recruiting, campuses, all that kind of whole pipeline
yes.
built in, basically. Yep.
But when you are on the other side of it and you at a smaller firm, you're actually doing a lot more of that heavy lift, to try to get the right talent that you can actually use to leverage your firm off of. And I'm sure you have felt this pain too, Barry, but the senior position is like it doesn't exist. It's hard to
Yeah.
find seniors.
The u
It's
the
so, oh my
unicorns, yeah.
gosh.
They're still staying in this profession? Amazing.
Right.
Grab them
Grab
up.
them up. Grab them up because that is that role is the most important role in public accounting, guys. It's the most important, because they're the ones who run the job. You run the job, and if you cannot keep them, you're gonna have a hard time finding them. So you better make sure that you grow them with your early staff people to find those ones that are going to be that actually have the ability to step up. And that's what we had to do. We had to grow our seniors, because trying to find them just in the marketplace, one, they were way too expensive. Two, using a recruiter to get them, you want to being endowed to have to
Half a
pay
year's compensation
in
to do
relation
that, yeah.
to it. So that doesn't work. And then
Yeah.
three, you wind up getting somebody off the market and they're not what you thought they were going to be, and now you've still lost money because you're losing time. So it's just better to try to grow them because at least if you are getting someone fresh out of school, they are hungry, they want to learn, they're looking to be fed into, and those people can sprout up for you to actually be the ones that can actually one day step up into that senior role. And then, if they go past the exam, they become managers and they can be your true pipeline for your future partners.
Mm. How have you guys seen that work? What are you guys doing that's so effective on that? I'm asking as a fellow firm owner, but taking somebody who's got 4 years experience to accelerate them to 14 years experience is
It's
tough.
tough.
So
It's very tough, Bear.
and not burn them out and not scare them out of the profession too, because that's, effectively, that's what the Big Four are trying to do is accelerate you as fast as possible and see who doesn't break.
Cream
So
rise to the top or it cracks along the way. So I think that the true success factors is really great. I would say is really great because you have to spend time with the right energy, and that's part of is it kind of be pretty difficult. I'm a long recruiter, so when I actually find someone, I build relationships from a mentoring perspective to tell them what this podcast, if it was available when I was younger, would have told me. So I spend time with younger professionals through different organizations and really tell them the truth. I'll go under the hood for real and answer their questions and give them questions that ask me that they might not even be thinking about because as you go down your runway for opportunity, you need to be able to be properly equipped to understand what you're getting into and what you can say no to and not feel like you're only making decisions based off of money. I really shoot down making decisions based off of money because money is purely just a tool. And it's a tool to gain resources. Well, one of the biggest resources that you can gain is business ownership. One of the best opportunities to become a business owner is public accounting. So if I'm telling you that that's something that's an opportunity for you and it's one of the best resources you can actually gain, why would you put money on the table? Let's put opportunity on the table. Let's put mentorship on the table. Let's put risk reward on the table. Let's put the things on the table that people are not going to tell you about. Let's talk about that because I'm trying to help individuals grow into this legacy that we're trying to build. And that's the real carrot, if you want to call it that, that's out there to chase.
How do you get somebody to buy into the legacy, to see what you guys are doing as more than just a paycheck, to see it as, I don't even, like you and me, I don't even want to be in this career. I'm just kind of waiting for a better opportunity, you know. How do you guide them? How do you lead them? How do you inspire them and without it sounding like, you know, sunshine and rainbows or hypocritical or whatever, you know, we all deal with.
I tell them the truth, Barrett. I tell them they're going to work a lot. I tell them that it's not about you. I tell them that I'm a spiritual man, Barrett. I will tell them Proverbs 13:22. I will tell them that a good man leaves an inheritance for his children's children. What are you going to do to leave that inheritance? What decisions are you going to make to leave that inheritance? How are you going to govern yourself to leave that inheritance? How do you work on yourself? How have you worked on your physical intelligence, your mental intelligence, your emotional intelligence, and your spiritual intelligence? I'm not talking about working for a company. I don't give jobs. I don't do that. I grow careers and I grow your legacy. No one's going to tell you that, but I'm going to tell you the truth. I got skin in the game too. My job is to pour into you because I want to retire one day and I need to give everything inside of my brain down into you. If you're ready to receive it, if you want to be excited about it, if you're frustrated with not having a real opportunity, come try this. And if you try this and you don't like it, we can shake hands, but you're going to have learned something in the process. What if you do like it? What if you do gain from it? What if it is the one thing that allows you to bust through the glass ceiling when no one else told you the truth? That's what I offer. And when you talk to them that way and you treat them like professionals, they get excited, they're ready, and they're motivated. And then you tell me they have to work 75 hours a week and they're like, you're crazy. No.
Just pay your dues. Eventually
You
it'll
do
come
is
to you,
it'll
right?
come to you. But no, but it's the journey. We learn so much. I wouldn't give my story up for anything. I've appreciated every up, every down, every left, every right. I've appreciated it because it was a journey and I can look back on all the people who pissed me off the most, and those people who pissed me off the most have made me to be the person that's sitting here today. And I appreciate them and I shake their hand today.
Okay, so that's great if somebody sees themselves in that role or sees themselves on the partner track. How do you deal with the team members that are like, I don't want that. I want to show up and do what's necessary. Stop talking to me about the future. Stop talking to me about, you know, calling and vocation and legacy and everything like that. How do you still keep them engaged in their work and say there's a minimum level here that you have to buy into, even if partner is not in your future?
Because I am going to be working extensively to pour into you. And if I'm pouring something into you and giving you my all and you're not going to give me your all, we're not equally yoked. So you can be a pro in position, but don't get upset when the raise don't look like you thought it was going to. Don't get upset when the person that's below you is your boss one day. Don't get upset because then it's going to be like, well, why am I here? You have to have your own idea of what you really want inside of you because an environment as fast paced as ours, how could you want to sit in that? How could you want that? How would you want to be just that person that just doesn't want to develop and grow? I have to go out to the market. You know how hard it is to go into the market to sell business? It's difficult. It is so hard. It is so hard. And the same acquisition story that I'm giving you about staff is the same acquisition story I give my clients. It's the same thing because you have people who have decided they want to be entrepreneurs. That's my biggest client base. They want to be entrepreneurs and they have to learn the 5 muscles of enterprise, Barrett. What's those muscles? Just like I gave with the human body. Leadership, operations, sales, IT infrastructure, and accounting, the heartbeat of all of it. You have to have some remnants of those type of things to be a good entrepreneur, but you can't do them all yourself. You have to have a team around you. Make me part of your team. Make me the person that's responsible for that accounting piece. I will be the one to help you make better decisions along the way. I will consult with you. I will give you that information. I have a duty to tell you the truth. And I'm not gonna lie and blow smoke up your butt like other people might. I don't have the too close to the elephant experience. I'm always far away, looking above you to see where we're going. And I'm going to give that information. It's the same story. So if you believe in this, if you want to run with this, if this is something that's exciting for you, if you want to develop and you want to grow, you want to scale, let's do it. If you don't, get out the way.
I got you. So you're not necessarily saying partner is the track for everybody, but you've got to buy into the role that you're in. And if you're not, if you're just, marking time, cashing the paycheck kind of thing, eventually other people are going to surpass you and you're going to want to leave if we don't remove you.
You're going to get steamrolled right on over. And another piece that we do is we farm people out to clients as well too. So if you've been working for the firm and you decided that, hey, you know what, partner's just not for me. I don't want to do this, Albert. And I'm like, hey, let's find an opportunity for something that you really do want to do. If this just might not be for you, and that's okay. It's not for everybody. But let's find out what you truly like, what you truly love, and let's talk about your real desires. Because again, you still come here for a reason. You still are working for a reason, and a lot of time it's for your family. So why would you do something for so many hours in the day and you're exhausted and you're tired and you don't like it? Let's go do something you like instead. I will support you. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's always been my approach this is more than half of your awake life. Why are you going to spend it doing something you absolutely loathe? There are other options out there. And we do the same thing. We've helped former team members. We've placed them into large clients. We've placed them into, spin off on their own and take some bookkeeping clients, things like that. It's having that conversation, because if you're not happy, we can feel it, and everybody's going to be better if we bring this out into the open as you're talking about. So, oh man, Albert, I mean, this conversation could go into a second episode. I know.
Barrett, we can go to the bar. Let's go get some drinks, man.
Yeah, right. I know where I'm going next time I'm down in Atlanta. We do need to wrap this one up though. I would love a follow-up episode, just because I could go into a whole conversation about being a part of a, 50-person national firm, prospects for future growth, all that kind of stuff. I'm in a small firm, 14, 15 people, looking at what does the future hold for us. I've got so many questions that I want to ask, but we do have to wrap this one up, unfortunately. Before we wrap up the episode, get into our lightning round and anything, is there anything that I haven't asked or anything I haven't covered that you wanna tag on at the end here?
I like to share something that my father gave me when I was younger as well too, but it came out of a disappointing type conversation. My dad told me once when I was in public accounting and I hated it, and I was in the curse of, hey, you know what, Dad, I don't want to do this no more. How about you and let's go get a dump truck, and we're gonna go in this, just get dump truck loads and rent the truck out around the city. And he was like, you know what, son, that sounds great, but I can't do that. And for my hero to say I can't, it threw me for me. I'm like 20, 23, 24 years old at the time, and I say, you know what, okay, Dad, and I walk away. And from that conversation, it left a resonance of I can. And it was a quote that I made up in that moment called I can because I will. I will because I can. I don't say can't because I can. I am a champion. I train like a champion. I practice like a champion. I work like a champion. Therefore, I will win like a champion. Nobody can beat me but me. So everybody in your audience, if you going through something that's hard, if you struggling and you feel like you just can't keep going, always remember that you're a champion and you can because you will. And nobody can ever stop you but you as long as you don't stop going. So keep on pushing through.
Business ownership starts with mindset in my mind. And I've talked to so many of our clients, prospective clients are like, I would love to pass this business off to somebody someday, but none of my employees see themselves as business owners. So like that's my biggest focus with this podcast, with our material and everything is trying to get them to shift in the mindset to you can do this. You can be a business owner. None of us were, special. None of us went to our business school didn't teach us how to be business owners. It taught us how to be analysts within a, tiny cog in a big machine kind of thing. But it is that saying. It's like if you say you can or you can't, you're right. That's what is behind that. Behind that there. It's so funny you say dump truck though, because I'm like my back of my mind, like if I could give it all up one day, it was like landscaping company, building waterfalls, building flower beds, all that kind of stuff has always been in the back of my mind. So nice. Awesome. Well, thank you for sharing that one. It is mindset. It is saying, your mindset is going to be the limiting factor on all this. And, as someone, I'll just throw this on at the end, as someone who struggles with, just mental stuff. I mean, I think all entrepreneurs, have moments where we are like, I am the champion. And then moments that are like, why does anybody come to me for anything? I am such an idiot. I know nothing. The highs and the lows there. It is hard sometimes to say there's what my brain is telling me right now and there's what I already know, like past proven track record or reading Theodore Roosevelt's Man in the Arena one more time just to be like, on my best days this is what I know about myself. And so it's not saying every single moment you're that way, but coming back to this is my identity, this is what I've got, even when you get kicked in the teeth and everything wants to say you are terrible, you suck at what you do, saying, nope, this is a failure. This is this is an experiment. It didn't work. We're going to recover from this and I'm going to move forward. It's a little bit of that crazy optimism that we all kind of need as business owners too. So awesome. Well, I don't want to take up too much more of your time, but I really appreciate the conversation. This one has been exactly what I was hoping for and expect. And if you're ready, we can jump into the lightning round and bring this one to a close. Coffee or tea, and how do you like it prepared, Albert?
So coffee, and I'm drinking some right now with coconut milk and honey.
All right, awesome. Pie or cake, and do you have a favorite kind?
It's 100% cake, yellow cake with chocolate icing. It is the one thing that is my kryptonite.
Do you have a favorite holiday and why?
Favorite holiday, I would say, used to be Christmas. Now I would say my favorite holiday is 4th of July. It is just the time that my wife and I have had just a wonderful time together.
Why did it shift?
My father's birthday was on December 24th. He's no longer with us, and it's just hard. Yeah, it's just hard.
Yeah. Do you consider yourself a morning person or a night person? And do you have a favorite routine you look forward to in one of those?
Night person. I don't sleep. So routine wise, just getting behind the curtain a little bit. When I leave from work, I go in roughly around 8:30, 9 o'clock. Sometimes I'll come home till 10:30, sometimes very late, 11 o'clock at night. And my wind down is a hot bath and watching anime.
What is a common belief among entrepreneurs that you would want to challenge?
I would tell you that entrepreneurs get in their own way trying to do too many things without understanding the investment that it takes to do it. So those 5 muscles of enterprise is the belief that you need to have some remnants of knowing some things, but at the same time, you need to hire the right people to do those jobs and you should do them yourself.
Yeah. It's like that trap that you fall into of like, my labor's free because, whatever I don't pay somebody else, I get to keep for myself. But it's like, it's not free if it's wiping you out, if it's exhausting you and it's not what you're looking forward to doing, or it's letting you fall behind.
Opportunity cost is a real thing.
Yep. Yeah. Awesome. Love it. What is one thing that you would want your successor to remember you for?
Remember me for my diligence in what I gave you. I believe in lifting while I climb is the organization I'm a part of that their logo pulls and pushes at the same time. So as I'm pulling you up, I expect you to push me up as well too. And I treat you like a professional and treat others the
Mm.
same way. Treat the people like professionals that they are.
Is that NABA's motto? Is
Yes.
that the one you're
Yes, it
talking? Yeah.
is.
Where are you finding creativity right now, Albert?
AI, AI, AI.
Well, there's our second episode right there.
Right. The young people, they're growing up in a space that we did not. So their minds are geared towards something that we can't do. And that is the biggest creativity opportunity for us to bring them on board, and at the same time creativity opportunity for us to embrace.
Yeah. And I think, just personally, I think you and I, our playing the middle road here is uniquely positioned to show the reality, the business case for it, show how it actually is profitable, and then also talk that language to the newer professionals, the ones that are freaked out, the ones that are coming in here and like, why should I even get into accounting? It's not going to exist in 5 years. And it's like, I've been hearing that since,
Day one,
2000,
day one. We remember
since day one. Yep. Excel was going to replace
every
us. So
Y2K. It's going to replace everybody, man.
yeah, right. Yeah. So, but I think we do have that unique position where we've got enough maturity, we've got enough experience, enough clout in the profession to say AI has a real use case, and here's how we're actually using it, and still be able to adapt quickly and be responsive and engage our younger team members in it as
I will
well, and
say,
show them how
yes,
this
sir.
is more than just creating images and stuff like that. This is how you can actually use it to do your work
Is
better
not a
too.
toy. I think that's the biggest piece.
Yeah.
It's not a toy. And I will also tell you that 100% is going to be able to increase functionality. Like I was talking about earlier, the function of being able to get things functionally done and change the mindset of the vitality of the thinking, the creativity, the mindset to be able to do more in our mental space is the exciting piece
Yeah.
of it to me.
Yeah. I've unlocked so many so many creative avenues through AI over the past 2 years that would have just been log jams or would have just gone nowhere
Yes.
without it. So yeah, it's fantastic. I mean, anybody who's used it and really invested into it would say that I think would say that they're more creative with AI than without it.
That's
So
right.
awesome. Love it. What do you have coming up in next year that's got you excited, Albert?
I am very, very big on I don't make New Year's resolutions. I said New Year's missions. Um, Last year my mission was to get my first book published. I actually did that. Got it published. And the audiobook just came out recently as well too. So that was a big, big accomplishment. The name of the book is Life. I didn't even mention it. And I should have. My wife's gonna tell me, you got a podcast, you need to mention the book. So yes, I published a book. The name of the book is Life, Truth, Love, Loss, Success, and Failure. All the things we've talked about on here, Barrett, it's in the book. So I think if anyone in your audience was decided to go pick it up, they would truly enjoy it. But the next one that I'm working on right now is called the Legacy Alignment System. That book is I got it set to have my first draft done by mid-March, and hopefully it'll be ready to be published by Labor Day, and I'm just very, very excited about that. It's going to be the first book I wrote was the big how. This book is right here is going to be more so in the why.
I mean, that should be within about a month of this episode coming out.
Oh,
So,
that'd be awesome.
I mean, this is why I give you this spot. The last question I've got is where can people go to find out more about you? So, plug your books. We'll put those links down in the description too.
Perfect.
But where can people go, Albert?
100%. If you just Google Albert Butler CPA, it's going to light up like 3 pages of stuff. I'm all over Instagram. I'm all over Facebook, TikTok, LinkedIn. I post articles on LinkedIn all the time. AlbertButler.com is active as well too. You can definitely find me there as well. And of course, the book is on Amazon right now that you can definitely search for it and grab a copy.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Albert. I knew this would be a good conversation. You've followed through on that
Awesome.
promise, and I really appreciate you being on the Art of Succession.
Jared, thank you so much for this opportunity. Your platform is amazing. The conversation was amazing. I think the back and forth 100%. Hopefully one day we do get a chance to do this again. And who knows, one day we could possibly do it in person.
Awesome. Looking forward to
That's
that.
right.
I'll see
Thank
you.
you, sir. Bye-bye.
Bye. I hope that you've enjoyed my conversation with Albert Butler as much as I clearly have. Here on the Art of Succession podcast, we have interviews with business owners with their own succession stories twice a month. If you're interested in being a guest on the show, you can find the link for that down in the description below. If you enjoyed this episode, I'd ask that you please share it with someone else. And I want to thank you for watching the Art of Succession.